it's one thing to go viral on YouTube and get a ton of views, but it's a whole other conversation to then build a wildly successful, wildly profitable business directly from YouTube itself. That means turning views and subscribers into leads and sales. And today, one of our client students and dear friends has done exactly that. And she just laid out an entire unbelievable presentation on how she's been turning views into leads in her business. That is none other than my dear friend, Mary Kate. And she just broke down an incredible YouTube training that every single online entrepreneur needs to see in 2025 and beyond. So without further ado, let's play that clip and that training for you right now. Introduction to you. I did a
Yeah.
little this morning, but guys, so you some of you guys heard, Mary was actually, she's been a longtime family friend. She was our my sister's maid of honor at her wedding, which was just crazy, you know.
Wild.
And that was a while ago, but
Mhm.
since then she's built an incredible business, and is, I think it's fair to say that the primary platform and like the 90/20 of it all has been what you've done on YouTube. Is that?
1,000%.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
she came because you're what, like an hour outside of Miami.
Yeah, about an hour.
And
Mhm.
so we did a mastermind in Miami. I said, Mary, why don't you come? Everyone wanted to know more about YouTube. So she shared, she blew their minds away. And I said, I got to bring Mary to you guys. And so it's so kind and generous of you to come and to share freely with our people. I've been very excited about YouTube of late. So I really want you guys to pay attention to this. Can you guys throw in an emoji and give a warm welcome to Mary? Mary, come
Hi, everyone. I am so excited to talk about this. And when James invited me to speak, I could probably talk YouTube for hours and hours and hours. You'd probably be like, okay, that's enough. Because I would honestly say that YouTube has been not just kind of like the biggest blessing in my business, but also my life, because it's not only formed a community, but it's also built a business that kind of runs on autopilot. So today I kind of mentioned to James yesterday that I really want to talk specifically about how YouTube has generated tons of leads for me every single day, just on autopilot through organic traffic. That's it. So, yeah, YouTube, it gets kind of tricky because once you reach like a certain level in YouTube, people are like, oh, you're a YouTuber. But I don't like to call myself a YouTuber. I like to think of myself as a person who built a business, and YouTube is that channel. So, what I wanted to share with you today actually is a lot of my own personal metrics. I made a little slide that I'll pull up. So, I don't want to just tell you, oh, YouTube is great for organic traffic. I want to show you kind of how I've strategically used it, what lead magnets I've used, how when a video goes viral, how it can affect how many opt-ins you get per day. Like I had a video go big a couple months ago, and I think I had almost like 2,200 opt-ins in one day just from that. So zero paid ads, all organic traffic. Um, there's so many possibilities with YouTube. And I feel like a lot of people right now are kind of shifting from the podcast space or from whatever platform they've been on, TikTok, Instagram. And I feel like a lot of people are getting more curious about YouTube. But that also means there's a lot of really big intricacies, because I think I had mentioned this in Miami. YouTube is like, it can be like a toxic relationship where when it's like good, it's like really, really good. But when it's bad, it's like, it's just borderline torture, because you feel like you got something, the algorithm switches. You feel like you made a great video, it doesn't perform as you want. So there's a lot of really big intricacies I've also kind of found along the way that I think will be really beneficial if you are interested in starting a YouTube channel. So let me quickly pull up my slides. There's only a couple. I just wanted to show you my metrics without having to try and um, switch and screen share.
And can I ask a quick question
Yeah.
as you're doing that? Do you also do the YouTube what is it called now? AdSense, where you're getting paid for?
Yes. So that's the other part of the puzzle. That's actually hold on, it's asking me one
Sure.
second. Oh, hold on. There we go. Um, that's kind of the other piece of the puzzle that's been really beneficial, because not only are you making money through your business, you're also earning AdSense revenue, which can be anywhere from thousands to tens of thousands and upward per month on
Per
top of
month.
your business revenue. So, I will say with AdSense revenue, it's very kind of niche specific. So I think business and finance get the most ad revenue, and then it kind of just differentiates throughout. But so this is my channel. I am currently, I took these stats a couple days ago, so I'm close to 600,000 subscribers. I've been doing this over the past, I want to say 6 or 7 years. And it actually all started with one video that I was almost too embarrassed to post called My Crazy Law of Attraction Stories. And I remember telling my husband, I remember saying, I'm going to post this video. Are people going to think I'm weird? Are people going to think this is, are people going to make fun of me? I had all of this crazy fear of being seen and telling my own personal stories with manifestation of the law of attraction. And that video took off. I remember being out running errands that day, getting all of these weird notifications. And at the time, I had set up a little mini ebook thing. It was only like, I don't know, $30 or something. And I started getting all these payment notifications. And I was like, what is happening? And I realized the algorithm picked it up. It gained a huge following. And then from there, I just stayed consistent with it, which I'll also get into. So my channel is all about manifesting the law of attraction, meditation, subliminals. And I remember for when I first started my channel, I would try and do other videos of things I was interested in, but I would get punished for it. So if you're someone who likes kind of a lot of different hobbies, my biggest advice would be to make different channels for that. You can have more than one channel, just don't have a manifestation channel and then post a travel video, because the people who are coming to see your content might not care about that. They might, but you're going to kind of lose people and they're not going to know what they're going to actually get from you. And YouTube will kind of also let you know that by punishing your next video. I'm telling you, there's something with the algorithm that if you differentiate, if you miss a post, it's going to let you know that you messed up. But yeah, this is my channel. And so why YouTube? Why not a podcast? I've looked into podcasts. I've looked into other platforms, kind of like how James mentioned. I don't think I've logged into or checked my Instagram probably in 6 months. I just don't use it. I have my social media person. She gives me content to approve. I approve it and it gets posted. But then I find myself, I remember I lied. I went live a week or two ago, and that was the first time I've touched Instagram. And I remember just feeling different. There's something about YouTube that feels familiar to me, and it's where I built my business and it's where most of my community is. So it just feels like that's where I want to be. But I think, hold on, let me move my head. Sorry. I think with the biggest thing about YouTube that I feel like is beneficial is a lot of people are very visual. When they see you on YouTube, there's an authenticity to it that you can't get it through just text. You can't get through just a podcast. I mean, maybe you can here and there, but people generally want to know you on a deeper level. And they know you, by seeing your weird intricacies, by seeing your energy. And you have to allow yourself to be seen. Because there have been so many times where I filmed a video and either had something on my face or like had my shirt off weird or something. And I've been like, do I post this or not? And I post it and it's fine. Half the people don't even notice, but you have to be willing to be seen. The other great part about it is the searchability. I find myself, like the other day, I got a new pair of headphones and they had an instruction manual, but I didn't want to sit and like read all the tiny print. I went straight to YouTube and I looked up how to pair this with my phone. Everybody is looking for something on YouTube because most people just want to get it quick without having to read or do anything with that. There's also a level of connection. So throughout the years, as I've built this YouTube channel, I have been able to connect with so many people who, after opting into my lead magnets, they email me. Am I freezing? Hold on, I just saw it going slow. Am I good? Okay. Um, I've seen such an impact of people being able to message me, to speak with me, to share their story. And that level of connection has been so insanely powerful, especially once I have a membership now. So the people in the membership get my videos, they get access to me, I do live Q&As, and there's just this level of connection that you can't quite always get through other platforms. And there's a level of trust. When someone can see you, when someone can speak with you, when someone can connect with you, there is a bigger element of trust, I think, than rather than having a blog or a different type of format, because people just get to see the whole version of you. And it's been incredible having everything done this way. Um, Hold on. And then another thing I find too is when you're kind of in like a sea of information. I mean, there's a lot of manifestation coaches, there's a lot of meditations you could find on YouTube. But I find that what makes one person more specific than another person is that you could hear the same thing said 100 ways, but it takes that one person that you connect with where it finally clicks. I can't tell you how many times I've listened to manifestation content over the last decade or so, or how many times I've read certain books, and it just doesn't click until one person says it in the way that I needed to hear. And from there, it all finally comes together. So I think that someone hearing it straight from your mouth, the way you speak, from your authenticity, it's delivered in a way that your audience automatically can qualify whether or not you're the right fit. So when people get onto my email list, they already know me. They've seen my face, they've heard my voice. They know me on a deeper level than just seeing me through a Facebook ad for 2 seconds. So I feel like when someone knows you, they're more likely to buy from you. When someone has that trust, when someone has that connection to you, which I find is just the best way is through YouTube. And I've actually been experimenting with something as well lately. I've had my social media person start either repurposing content, and I've also started filming content for daily shorts. And I've noticed a lot of really unique things in my subscribers growing rapidly, and from there getting more and more opt-ins, which leads me into organic traffic. So I would say for most of the time I've been on YouTube, I haven't run any paid ads. This has been all organic traffic. I run ads here and there if I'm promoting something or a specific training, but for the most part, all of my traffic is organic. Right now I'm running ads because I'm testing something for my one of my opt-ins, but for the most part, it's all organic traffic. And something I wanted to show with you was just this was the last, I would say, 30 days. Yeah, September 20th to October 20th when I took the screenshot. These are how many opt-ins that are all organic from YouTube. I didn't pay for any ads for these. These are all just specifically from YouTube. And that's just an example of 1 month. This is from Kajabi. So this is specifically from people who opted in for one of my 2 lead magnets that I offer. And this was from me not doing anything except consistently posting videos.
And Mary,
And then,
can I ask real
go
quick,
ahead.
are your
Yeah.
opt-ins like videos, PDFs, or
I have a couple. So I actually just created a new one that's actually killing it, which I'll also share. So my main freebie that I have is my money manifestation workbook. And over the course of the last 6 years or so, it's had like over, I want to say 60 or 70,000 opt-ins. So it's done exceptionally well. This is honestly my main lead magnet. This is what gets me the consistent opt-ins day after day after day. And I wanted to show you something else that's pretty cool. So I had a video go not viral, but it took off pretty well and it got a good amount of views. And every time that happens, what I've noticed is if you have one video that takes off, your sales can increase by 50, 60, 70% without having to do anything at all. It's just kind of like this automatic wave that comes in and it's amazing. So I had a video that I posted on August 14th. And that day, that video did really well. And from that day alone, I got 2,555 leads from posting one video that people opted in, nothing paid, all organic. So that was something that was really fun. And then I had another video back last year, and that one took off and it stayed up. So that was another great kind of month. It's amazing the power that one video that takes off can do for you. So, and it's not all of them are going to be hits. I've had a couple times where I've had a couple videos go somewhat viral back to back to back, and that's an amazing feeling. But then I've gone months and just had kind of steady views, steady opt-ins, steady everything. But what's really mostly important with YouTube is consistency. So I remember when I was starting out, I finally committed to one video per week, so four videos per month. And I would sit down, I would set up my camera, set up my lights, get dressed, put on makeup, do my hair, do all of it. I'd film a video, just kind of speaking about whatever. And then I would stop and then I would set up my computer and edit it. And it was this painful process where I'm like, okay, well, now I have to do it next week and next week and next week. So I kind of want to walk you through my process because I now have it down and I started batch filming my videos and it has changed everything. If you're going to sit down and get ready, you might as well get multiple videos out of it. And that's honestly the biggest way that I've stayed consistent. I batch film all my videos at the beginning of the month. I send them off to my editor. He gives them back to me. Hold on, I'm about to sneeze.
Oh, that's the worst.
I know. Like, hold on. Um, and then we go from there. And then from there, I have my social media person go through the videos, pick out kind of clips that we can use, and then she repurposes them into shorts, like the best kind of clips she can use from that video. Um, Hold on, let me see if that goes to my next slide. Nope. Okay, so yeah, I basically, every month, what I've started doing, I used to sit down, I would come up with the titles for the videos, like what I want to talk about, what are people searching. You can look at, YouTube gives you all of these amazing analytics once you're established. When you log into YouTube, you can go to the YouTube studio section. I can see exactly who my audience is. I can see exactly what they search for. It's mostly women 25 to 34. Um, they give you all of your data. So you know exactly who you're attracting. You know exactly what they're searching. You can look up keyword terms. You can look up, it'll actually show you videos of what your audience is watching. Once you've posted, I want to say 3 or 4 videos, it can give you that data. Like, what are the people who are watching your videos? Who else are they watching? What are they watching? You get all of that amazing data. That way you can go through and you're not just making content, not knowing who it's for. So what I do is I actually go through, I write out the 4 video titles for the 4 videos I'm doing for that month. And then what I've started doing to actually streamline and make my videos as great as they could be is I sit down and I write down, just like if I were to be speaking about it, I write down the video exactly how I would speak, exactly with all of my intricacies. Like I say it as I would speak it. I write it all out into a script. And I typically know that if I write out 4 pages of a script, that's about an 8 to 10 minute video. And with YouTube, as James mentioned, the AdSense, you can monetize any video. But if you have a video over 8 minutes, you're able to kind of put in your own ads and have more ads in it. So the goal of 8 minutes isn't just for ads because I don't make YouTube videos just for the ad revenue. I make YouTube videos to get the reach of the audience. I make YouTube videos to get lead magnet opt-ins. But the other part about it is videos over 8 minutes, YouTube tends to push out more too. If the video is under 8 minutes, it's not that it won't get any reach. It's not that it won't go anywhere. It's just less likely to be promoted as often as a video over 8 minutes because YouTube AdSense is also taking a portion of your revenue. So I think they take about 30%. So they want to be able to put more ads. So they're kind of promoting whatever's going to make them the most money as well. So I try and make all my videos about 8 minutes, but I hate, I'm sure we've all seen those YouTube videos where they're just kind of like, oh, and by the way, and they just keep dragging it on before giving the message. So I try and give my message, the keynote, whatever, within the first, I would say 5 or 6 minutes. I don't want to drag it on too long. I don't want someone to be annoyed that I didn't get to the point. And although you're never going to please anyone, I still have people comment, just get to the point. But then sometimes those are the same people saying, well, I don't get it. And I'm like, well, I'm getting to the point, but I'm also explaining, the process because you're going to say you don't get it. So there's that. But basically, once I sit down and I write my 4 videos, I schedule a filming day. It's non-negotiable. I've had a million things pop up, but it's non-negotiable. That's my filming day. That's what I'm doing. And I will sit down, upload all of those scripts into a teleprompter, set up my whole setup, and then each video I change my shirt. Maybe change my hair, maybe change my makeup just a tiny bit. Because I don't want someone to know that I sat down and filmed all 4 videos at the same time. Not that it matters. It doesn't matter how I film it as long as they're getting content. But I like to make it look like I didn't just film 4 videos sitting in a row. But when you do this, you're taking about 2 to 3 hours of your time versus the setup, takedown, getting ready, turning on the camera. There is nothing worse. I know this because I've done it so many times over the years where you turn on the camera, you have a topic you want to talk about, and you just kind of meander and it's not quite clear. Hold on, tissue. Ever since I sneezed, my nose is running. Did you get drywall dust in my house too, James?
I
What is
think this is
going
me. I'm
on?
sorry. I apologize.
Um, but I've saved myself time because if you sit down and you have the camera on you, sometimes your mind just goes blank and there's nothing you can do to pull yourself out of it. So I like to sit down. I like to already know what I'm going to say, how I'm going to say it. I've already written these scripts in my own authentic tone, uploaded to a teleprompter. So now I just read it, but I'm not a reading robot. I'm going to read it. I'm going to add to it. I'm going to mix in my own intricacies because I don't want to just read it. I want to give information. And every time I've done this, I've always added stuff or like, I don't like that sentence, I take it out. But it also helps my video editor so that he's not like, wait, what parts do you want? I hand it off to him and he can see, okay, there's a gap there. Okay, there's, this or that here. And he can edit it and he doesn't need anything from me. We're like a well-oiled machine. I hand it off to him, he hands it back to me, and then we're good. Um, so batch filming will save you. It will save you your sanity. It will save you your time. It will save you so much. But I will say with YouTube, there is a huge level of commitment. And I'm going to say it's really not for everybody. It isn't. I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, YouTube's easy. Look at all these opt ins you can get. Look how much money you can make from it. Because if it were that easy, everybody would be doing it. But I have so many friends. I know so many people who have started a YouTube channel. They get really motivated. They start off strong and then, they have a rough week and they're like, "Oh, I'll do that next week. I'll do that next week." The thing is with YouTube, you can't. Like you just can't. The algorithm is going to forget about you within a week or two. I actually took off last week. I usually take off two Wednesdays out of the whole year. Usually it's like Christmas week and then I pick like one other random week when I just cannot make it work. So the YouTube algorithm's already punishing me today. A video that probably should have done really well. It's not doing poorly. It's still getting thousands of views, but it's not performing as it should. And it's kind of YouTube letting me know that I didn't post last week. But I was also posting shorts in the midst of all this. Um, so yes, there's a level of commitment that isn't like a blog. It's not that blogs don't require commitment. There's just a higher level of commitment because you have to commit to showing up on camera. You have to commit to posting. There is a lot of intricacies with metadata, thumbnails, titles, and I would say all in per month, I probably spend a solid 20 hours or so getting all of my content uploaded for the month. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot over the course of a month, but I mean, it is a lot. It's a lot of work. And that's with me outsourcing and handing things off. But I don't recommend, so I do outsource a lot of things, but there are some things that I do myself. So I do all of my thumbnail, my email that I send out to everybody, the description, all of that's on me. Especially when you're starting out, I don't recommend having someone do your thumbnails. It's kind of something that is good for you to play around with, and it's good for you to start looking at YouTube now. If you were to go on YouTube right now, I want you to maybe search a video of something that you're interested in, and I want you to notice which video you would click. Like, which video is it that catches your eye, and that's going to be the one that you click. Because the hard thing with thumbnails is there's a fine line you have to walk. Half of the thumbnails you do are going to be so embarrassing, and I'm going to tell you my thumbnail process in a second, and it's beyond embarrassing. But you need to find the balance of getting people's attention, but also not being rage bait, like James mentioned. You don't want to post anything, over the top or anything, you don't want to give people the wrong message. But the way I like to think of thumbnails is draw them in with what they want, but then can deliver what they need in the video. So they have to go hand in hand, but you also need to catch their attention. People aren't going to watch your video if the thumbnail doesn't catch their attention and make them want to click. They're just not. And I remember when I was first starting out, I was making these really aesthetic thumbnails and I was like, oh, well, I like the text or I like the font and I like the whites and I like this. But then when you look at it, it's so funny because it doesn't pop, it doesn't catch anyone's attention. There are so many things that go into a thumbnail. But now that I've kind of showed you how I batch film my content, so I do the 4 videos and then I do 8 shorts per month. I film all 8 shorts. I change my shirt. I have it all scripted. I write them all out. It's on a teleprompter. And then for the thumbnail, get ready for, hold on, one more tissue. Um, get ready for the cringiest thing you will ever have to do, making your own YouTube thumbnail. I don't know why I'm freezing. Um, so when you film, after you film your video, say you do video 1, video 2, video 3, video 4. After video 1, while you're still in your same outfit, while the lighting still looks the same, you are going to do the most embarrassing thing of your whole life for like 3 minutes. And you're just going to look at the camera and make a bunch of faces, make a bunch of poses, do a bunch of movements. And I swear, if anybody ever walked in while I was making a thumbnail, I would probably just curl up and die. It's so embarrassing, but it's necessary because back in the day, I used to have to go through my video and I'm trying to like screenshot a flattering angle, but every time I am going through a video of me, it's like I'm always talking and there's no flattering, eye-catching shot that I could use from that video. So you're gonna film 2 to 3 minutes of yourself looking in the camera. Something I like to do that kind of helps so you're not just meandering and making weird faces and doing weird things is to think of the video title you have in mind. And as I'm doing it, I'm thinking of different titles I could say. So you're matching actions, movements, faces with kind of the vibe of whatever the title is going to be. And it's truly embarrassing. Like I think I have actually locked my door because I'm like, if my kids walk in, if my husband walks in right now, he's gonna be like, "What are you doing?" And it's so embarrassing. And it's another reason I do my thumbnail myself because I get to pick it. I get to play the video and then I screenshot a bunch of options. I go through them and then I narrow it down to 3. And then I used to narrow it down to 1, but now YouTube lets you do A/B testing of your screenshots, which is amazing. So now you can A/B test 3 different thumbnails and 3 different titles. And with A/B testing, what I've learned is that they all typically perform the same. I've never had any big like ranges. But I still do it also because I feel like YouTube, it's a new feature. So I feel like if you're doing that, I feel like it's going to promote your video more. Because if they'll show the same thumbnail, say they see thumbnail 1 and no one, that person doesn't click it. When they go back to their YouTube homepage, they might see your YouTube thumbnail 2. And if they still don't click it, maybe they'll send them YouTube thumbnail 3 because the Google or the YouTube algorithm is so strong at knowing kind of you and what you search for that if it thinks you want the video, it's going to throw a bunch of different thumbnails at you versus just one where you're like, no, thank you. So that's been extremely, extremely helpful. The batch filming, the doing the thumbnail video right after you film your other video, the teleprompter, all of it is going to save you so much time and effort so that you can stay consistent. And then once I have my videos, I typically every Tuesday, I post every Wednesday. I typically go through, I write the email promoting that video and that's another problem it solves. I write an email to my list every single Wednesday, and all I do is send them the link to the new video I made. That's it. So I don't always have to, I get a lot of people I'm on for other email lists, and I get lots of random emails like, oh, Monday motivation or hey, checking in. And those are all nice. But if I'm being personally honest, I delete it because I'm on email lists and I don't read anything and I just delete them. But if I see new video or if I see something that catches me in the subject line of an email, then I'm going to watch it, especially if it has like a good subject line and then I see new video and it's someone I already watch on YouTube, then I'm definitely going to click it. So every single Wednesday at the same time my video publishes, my email list gets an email at the same exact time. So not only does that drive traffic within the first 60 minutes of the video going live, which is massive, but it also keeps my email list engaged so that there's not just crickets. Like, and I used to back in the day be like, okay, well, what am I going to email this week or what am I going to send out this week? But nobody wants that. Nobody wants your filler content of saying like, hey, checking in, how are you? Like they just don't. I mean, especially like everybody is so busy and rushing around all the time. They want content. They came to you because they want to hear from you something substantial, not just filler emails. So what was I going to say regarding that? So the first 60 minutes of when your YouTube video goes live is going to be the most crucial time period that you can have. So during that time, you are going to want to drive the most traffic. Send that email out to your list. And then, especially, this is something that I used to do personally, but now I have one of my assistants who helps me do this. You want to reply to every single comment as fast as you can for the first 60 minutes. And when you're first starting out, you might not get a comment within the first 60 minutes. Like, I'm not going to say you're going to get hundreds of comments, but typically, like at this point now, I get a lot of comments flooding in at once. And it's like trying to catch all of these things flying at you. But I answer every single one for the first 60 minutes, and then I try and answer as many as I can within the first 24 hours. Because what I've realized is that YouTube doesn't understand the difference between someone else's comment and your comment. So if you reply to someone else's comment, in their head, they're thinking that's two comments. They don't differentiate for some unknown reason. The algorithm is just very tricky with this. So if you reply as much as you can for the first 60 minutes, it is a huge game changer for this process. And I also know this because when I was in Miami talking at James's mastermind, it was really funny. I Something happened. I didn't get my video uploaded. I'm trying to upload my video Tuesday night in the hotel room. I'm texting everybody there and I'm like, does anybody have a charger? No one's answering me. And I'm literally uploading it as James is speaking. And I uploaded it and I forgot to tell my assistant it was uploaded and none of us commented for the first hour and that video like tanked. And I'm like, oh, so there is something to it. I've done it and I've not done it, and you want to do that. Um, Let me see. Wait, I forgot to go to my last slide. Hold on. Um, Let me see what else I wrote down. Oh, if you want me to share kind of what I use, is that helpful at all? Um, so personally, what I use is I use a ring light, which everybody probably has one of those. I use a box light, and then I have a really good camera microphone. I use the Rode. It fits really well in my camera, and there's ways to edit out background noise. There's different like decibels you can set it to, because without fail, every time I go to film a video, our lawn people show up, someone's getting a new roof next door. It's always tragically something is happening outside my window every time I go to film, so be prepared for that too. It used to frustrate me, but now I kind of roll with it because people know that you live somewhere and there's going to be noises. You're not in a studio. Um, and then for cameras, I get asked a lot kind of what cameras I use. I have two different cameras that I play around with, but even I've had people ask me like, can you use iPhones? Like, and now with the new iPhone 17, you can like zoom to like your three neighbors down at this point. So if you want to use an iPhone starting out, start there, because I would recommend dipping your toe in and trying YouTube first before you invest in all of these things and you're just not quite sure yet. Because I'm telling you, it's a time commitment, it is an energetic commitment, but the results and the payoff of it has been truly incredible. It's created my whole business. Without it, I wouldn't even have a business, really. So yeah, it's definitely worth it. It's work. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. And then I wanted to talk about, so with your posting schedule, it's going to be different based on kind of what your videos are about. For me personally, I post every Wednesday morning. I know a lot of travel people post Sundays. There's just look up whatever topic your videos are going to be about and notice, or you can even go visit other channels and see kind of when they post their videos. Whatever, there people who've been doing this a long time, they post their videos at the same time, same day. It makes it so that it's something that people can rely on. They want to know when you post a new video. It was really funny. I got, I want to say 12 emails on Thursday asking if I was okay because I didn't post a video on Wednesday. People know that I post at 8:30 a.m. every single Wednesday without fail. I only miss 2 Wednesdays a month. So if people know when you post, they'll be on your channel ready to go. And when that video goes live, they're going to be there ready to watch it. Does that make sense? You don't want to have just weird, inconsistent posting schedules. Pick a schedule, commit to it no matter what. And I would say after 2, 3, 4 videos, that's when YouTube's going to start giving you that data that you want so that you're not kind of questioning it. Now I can look on there and it'll tell me your audience is most active on YouTube at these times. So I can see when they're most active and I can go live when they're most active and I can post shorts when they're most active. You want to be there while they're on YouTube. Does that make sense? Oh yeah, so for YouTube, I schedule all my videos. That was another great tip. Thank you for mentioning that. So you don't want to just go on YouTube, upload your video and post it right away. I know that sounds like what most people do. Don't do that because YouTube takes, I want to say, at least 30 to 60 minutes after you upload a video. It's going to look at it. It's going to look at all of the data. It's going to look at all of the captions. It's going to kind of try and figure out like what box it needs to go into. And if you give it that time, it's more likely to go to the right person because they have your Google search history. They know what you're looking up. The other day I'm training for a marathon and I hurt my knee and now I'm getting all of these knee videos. I just Googled it one time and now it's like how to fix your meniscus. And I'm like, they just know you. They know you. So if people are searching for the video that you made, you want it to have the time to know that before you post it. So what I do is I typically try and give it at least 24 hours, if not 48 hours. I have all of my videos uploaded, scheduled, ready to go. So it can take as much time as it needs. It can take as much time studying it. It can take as much time looking over. It's going to look at all of the data inside of your description box of the video. It's going to look at your title. It's going to look at your captions. It's going to look at all of that. But it can't do it if you just kind of willy-nilly post it and you hope it takes off. It's not gonna happen that way. Yeah, but I always schedule things. I'm a huge fan of automation because I have two little kids. So me having to be somewhere at a specific time is typically like, okay, I hope I can make this happen without interruptions or anything like that. So I schedule everything. Um, Pre-recorded streaming. I've never pre-recorded a streaming. I've gone live, which is really fun. But I've never pre-recorded a streaming to live. There's also, if we don't have a lot of videos on our channel, should we upload a bunch together to get started or stick to the schedule you want to have? If you're first starting out, you can upload probably a couple back to back because you're not going to really have that many subscribers yet. But once you have, I would say, a couple hundred subscribers, that's kind of when you want to stick to a schedule. Because if you don't have that many, they're not going to know when you post, they're not going to rely on it as much. Um, but yeah, what teleprompter do I use? I use the Parrot one. So it comes with all these different size adapters and it fits on pretty much every camera and it's perfect. I love it.
The thing with the teleprompter, guys, is no matter what you get something that has what's called the beam splitter glass. So you're
Yes.
not just like put it because it
Oh
goes
no, yeah, it's not like on the screen. No.
it's on the screen. Yeah. So what you see, you can see the circle. That's my lens.
Yep. That's
And
exactly what mine looks
you
like.
put your iPad in here and you guys can see how it'll reflect on there. So people can't even tell you're reading unless you go into a robotic reading voice. You have to
Yes.
talk, and that's a skill. That's a skill you have to
My
learn.
first couple of videos I said it was terrible. Like you
Yeah,
figure it out as you go. Like still be yourself, be like reading, but also be like being a person. It takes
exactly.
practice. Um, what was I going to say? Let me answer a couple questions and then I want to talk about specifically lead magnets and how I get organic traffic. Oh, okay, this is a good question. If a video is pre-recorded and goes live on 3 platforms at the same time, I don't recommend this. So I've noticed if I post something on Instagram and YouTube at the same time, I don't know if there's truth to this, but they usually both perform terribly. It's like you have to repurpose it enough to where it's slightly different, maybe adding music, doing something where it can't pick up on the fact that it's the same video. I think a lot of these social media platforms have gotten smart to realize, oh, they're just cross-posting a bunch of things and they're going to see this in other places. And I don't think they necessarily reward that. What's been more effective for you, long form or shorts? Oh my gosh, long form, 100%. Shorts are great to get people to get eyes on your channel, but I wouldn't say they're great to promote something because no one's watching a short that's promoting something. People are generally watching a short and they're like, oh, who's that person? I like the way they said that. And then they go to your channel, then they consume your other videos. So I use my YouTube shorts. I occasionally have a lead magnet in them, but I give content first and then they want the lead mag. Does that make sense? Like I usually do my shorts for them to want to come to my channel and, learn more about me. Um Parrot's great. Um I don't use CapCuts. I think my social media person does, but I don't. Oh, you want to avoid teleprompter? Someone said, oh, Jim says you've read off a script that's just below your camera and using AI tools to center your eyes. Wow. I've never tried that. Um, I do record my shorts. So, like I said, I do my 4 long form videos for the week at one time. And while I'm still have my camera set up, I film 8 shorts. So my shorts don't go out on the same day as my long form content because that's just, it kind of battles the algorithm. So what I do is I post Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday shorts. Wednesday is my long form video. And I film 8 videos, and then the other filler videos are repurposed content. And what my assistant does is she goes back a year, 2 years, so that it's not a video they just saw. She wants, like, you don't want to, they're like, oh, wait, I just saw this. You want something that's maybe going to have them come back and watch that video next. Oh yeah, so this leads me back into it. So the lead magnets that have always worked for me, are my money manifesting workbook, and I have a quiz. Those are my 2 main lead magnets that I've had for years and years and years. And it's funny, I actually updated the workbook just to make it more aesthetic, because back when I made it, we didn't have Canva, we didn't have all of these things. It was just kind of this ugly workbook. Same content, but it just wasn't pretty. So I made it pretty a couple years ago. And since then, it's had tens of thousands of more downloads. But the money workbook is really great. A lot of people opt into it. And then the quiz is also really great because I give them specific tools based on whatever their result was. It sends them down a funnel. So it'll send them down a funnel based on their specific result from the quiz. And then I get those results. So I know how to speak to them more in regards to their specific problems versus just, having someone on your list and you kind of don't really know who they are. So I like to learn a lot about the people who come onto my list, and I can kind of figure that out based on, which route they take. Yes, I post once a week on YouTube. The fillers, the fillers are not the same as your repurposed content from your long form. No, the fillers are repurposed from my long form. So I film eight new shorts, and then the rest of it is old content kind of filled in. But we tend to go back a couple years so that it's not something I just posted. No, so I do 1 video and 4 shorts per week. I've just started doing shorts again. I didn't do them for years. You don't necessarily have to do them. It's a lot of extra work if you don't have someone handling it. So I used to hate doing shorts because I hate typing out the captions. I hate doing things on my phone. But when I had my assistant take this over, I want to say maybe a month ago. So I've only been doing consistent shorts for about a month. But I have noticed a lot more traffic kind of coming organically because I'll post a short, someone's like, oh, who's this? And then they go click on my channel and they learn more about me. How do I talk about my lead magnet? So this is really great. Oh, I have another thing I want to talk about too. So with my lead magnets, no one wants to feel like they're being pitched. No one wants to feel like they're being sold to. No one wants to feel like, why is this free? I usually mention it in the form of like, hey, and if you want to go deeper, I have this money workbook. You should try it. It does this, this, and this. There's experiments, whatever. I just casually talk about it as I would talk to a friend versus me talking to someone I'm trying to sell something to, because the workbook's free. It's completely free. And then I take them down a funnel based on that workbook where I just continuously nurture and nurture and nurture. And then there's, a couple sales that go through the funnel too. But I would say if you mention them casually, don't make it so obvious. But what I always do is I'll say, oh, you can, this is such a YouTube thing. I'll be like, oh, I link it up here and down below. I always do that because with YouTube, if you point up, you can put a little card there with the link. So right when you say, oh, I'll post a link up here, they can go ahead and click it right there and it'll take you straight to the free lead magnet. And I always post in the description box below, regardless of if I'm promoting it or not. I post all of my lead magnets in every description box of every video. It's just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, always. Like you don't want to have a blank description box when you could fill it with things because some people do read those, shockingly enough. Some people really go through the description boxes. Would you revive an old YouTube account with a mishmash? I feel like it's personal choice. You could. If you already have subscribers there, I would, only because YouTube has specific requirements for monetization now. So if you don't have a certain amount of subscribers and you don't have a certain amount of watch hours, you have to be accepted into the YouTube partner program. And to do that, you have to have a certain amount of subscribers and a certain amount of watch hours. It changes all the time. I don't know what it is specifically, but it didn't take me very long to get there. It's not like impossible. Like when you first start out, it takes a little bit of time to get there. You're going to be making videos basically for free. You're not going to get paid from YouTube. And I feel like a lot of people give up because they'll post consistently for a month, 2 months, and they're not seeing their subscriber count go up very quickly. But the problem isn't your content. The problem is just that your content's newer. So YouTube's not promoting it yet. But I'm telling you, if you stick with it, everybody's channel will do really, really well. I remember following this girl back when she had like 100 subscribers and she just got to 19,000 subscribers within a couple years. And I know years sound like a long time, but it's a worthwhile investment in your business because I don't feel like YouTube's going away anytime soon. And I have other platforms, but I don't focus on them as much. I feel like it's best to kind of pick your lane and stay in it. Not that you can't do it all, but I can't be on everything all at once. Like I can't be live on Instagram all the time and doing these YouTube videos. It would just take too much. So I feel like focus where your audience is and focus on nurturing them where they are versus trying to do all the platforms. Um, I just created a freebie and on the thank you page, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I use fillers for some shorts. So I record 8 new shorts for the month, and then to fill in the other days of the week, because I post 4 shorts per week, my assistant will go through and she'll repurpose old content for the rest of them. So they get 8 new shorts per month and then repurpose content, but with like the aha moment of the video. It's not just like me saying, hi, like it's like the best part of the video. Um, yeah, I guess it's 1,000 subscribers to monetize. Yeah, it's like you have to have both the watch hours and the subscribers. Blake, how do you consistently come up with new video topics? That is one of the hardest parts. I think that's what takes the most amount of hours because I don't want to make the same video over and over and over again. And I don't want to make a video that no one cares about or isn't going to watch. And here's something I also think is really, really, really beneficial. I don't look at any other manifestation content whatsoever. I don't look at anyone else's meditations. I don't look at anybody else's subliminals. I don't want, I stay in my own lane. I realize that if I see things suggested to me, it just gets in my head and I like doing my own thing. I think it's also what you will find if you start doing this for a while is just like anything else, people are going to steal your content. I've had someone who has copied my exact thumbnail word for word, just putting his picture instead of me. And it's like, it gets frustrating, but at the end of the day, it's what goes around comes around. It's all fine. But I don't ever look at other people's content because sometimes you'll get caught up in a trap of thinking you have to be more like them when really you just need to be more like you because people want you. Um, if that makes sense. Coming up with consistent new video topics is tough. I think about what I've created and honestly where I source them now, it's actually beautiful and it's been working really, really well for me. So every single month inside of my membership, I do a live Q&A where people ask me their questions and I, respond to them one-on-one. And what I've noticed is some of the people in my membership have the best questions that turn into videos. I'm like, what are people wanting to know right now? They're actually giving me feedback in real time. What are people wanting to know about this? Where are people getting confused? Where are people getting stuck? They're giving me real firsthand examples of things that I can make a video on. And I would never, mention their name or talk about their specific product or problem, but it gives me something to work with. I'm like, oh, here's a problem I keep seeing people have. How can I make a video that addresses this? Oh, and I want to talk about something that blew my mind that I started doing last year. So it's a lead magnet without being a lead magnet. So something I started doing last year was doing little challenges, 3-day challenges, 5-day challenges, 7-day challenges. And when I do this, I talk about what they need to do for each day. And basically, for each day, I would give them a journal prompt, an affirmation to use, and a meditation to use. And it would all be my meditations because I have a bank of them that I have on my channel. but I would tell them what to do for each day. And then I'm like, hey, if you don't want to write all this down, I will send you the schedule straight to your inbox. Like, go ahead, fill out this quick form, give me your email, and I'll send it straight to you when I do. And so not only does that make it easier for them, but they also are consuming more of your content and they're getting it delivered straight to their inbox. So they're getting on your list without you having to make some type of new content. You're like, hey, here's what you need to do each day for the challenge. Let me send you all the links. Let me send you exactly what to do. And I found it converts so, so well. I'm one of those people, like if I'm watching a video, I'm usually, doing dishes, I'm doing something, I have my headphones on. I don't necessarily want to stop and write it down, but if you're like, hey, I'll send it straight to your email, I'll run over and, give you my email really quick and just send it to me, make my life easier. So that's done really, really well for me as well. Let me see if more
Mary,
questions.
did you answer the question about your sales strategy that you do? I didn't know if you covered that, but some people are asking like, do you do more evergreen? Are you doing like live launches and that
Yeah,
stuff?
so I do mostly Evergreen, which is also a really great benefit for YouTube. I actually just tweaked one of my funnels consistently over the last like 2 or 3 months, and it's finally starting to perform. It's a really long funnel. It goes through a lot of variations based on kind of how they opted in, but it's finally performing really well. So most of my sales are Evergreen. I launch my signature program 2 or 3 times a year. My membership is always open. Most of the time, people find my membership through my meditations. There's a link in the description box. They join my membership. I was telling James something I started doing this year. This is a whole other tangent. I started creating physical products. I made a planner. And the planner, something I've been experimenting with that's worked really, really, really well. I wasn't sure if it would, but it did. When people receive their planner, it's an actual physical product I made, and I have it shipped out. And when they open up the planner, there is a thank you card with a QR code, and the QR code gives them a 7-day trial to my membership. And what I found with my data is that it's really starting to convert at like 40% of people who opt in for my 7-day free trial end up staying. They like it and they want to explore more. There's a lot of content in there that they want to work through. So that's been amazing too. So I constantly love to give out like part of my new funnel that I do with my evergreen strategy is I have an offer for them to try it for 7 days as well. And most people want to stay. So yeah, I do a couple of different things, but mostly everything is automated. And I typically like sell a couple times per year when I launch my signature program. And then occasionally around the holidays, I discount some of my programs slightly. And that also kind of generates sales as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What someone was asking, what's the company you use for
For
your,
printing?
yeah,
Oh
you go
gosh.
like direct to China, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. So that was a journey in itself. I interviewed printers in China, like dozens, and it's not easy when you don't speak Chinese, but thank God for Google Translate. And I negotiated prices, and basically, I can get my planners and things at insane prices. You pay a lot for shipping and tariffs now, but other than that, yeah, I found my printer in China. I could give you her name, but she goes by Kiki. I cannot pronounce her last name. Um, yeah, she's been incredible to work with. And it's funny, I messaged Mel the other day. He's talked to Kiki and he's ordering things through her now too.
No way.
Um, but yeah, I'm just looking at the questions really quick. Do you have any suggestions about how to write descriptions? So you can kind of make it your own. I have a copy paste version where the first line of my description box is going to be kind of what the video is about. You don't want to make it too long, just enough to give it like metadata so it knows kind of what it is. But then I always have all of my freebies, all of my opt-ins, all of my programs they can buy, all of my Instagram. It has everything on there. Every single video. I copy and paste it and I just change the first line of what the video is about. But if I mention something in a video like, hey, you should try this meditation, or hey, you should try this quiz, or hey, you should try this, I'll also be sure to put that in the description box as well, because you want to have it linked in the card when you point, and you also want it in the description box below, somewhere kind of high up. But yeah, all of my social media is there, everything's there so that they can find me in other places too. It's nice because it's always there. It's always there, so you might as well. people can find you at all times. Um, if you're doing a challenge posting back-to-back days, does YouTube punish you? No, no, YouTube's not going to punish you for posting more. They're just going to punish you if you post less. I mean, if you start doing like 5 days a week and you go down to one, that's okay. But as long as there's something about a 7 day trigger where if you've gone over 7 days, it'll tell me like, hey, you missed an upload. It's really weird. It's something about specifically 7 days. Um, how do I find a good quality editor for YouTube? I found mine through Upwork. I've been with him for 4 years. I don't even have to talk to him. We're in like a Teams chat and I just send him 4 Dropbox links and he just sends them back and like that's it. Um, so it's really easy to do that. What's your price point of your program and your membership? Does the program lead to the membership? No, I would say they're not really connected. Typically, when I launch my signature program, I do give whoever bought it 2 weeks for free of my membership just so they can kind of explore it. But the membership, the price point of my signature program is $597. I'm not super high ticket. And my membership does not include, or my program doesn't include the membership. That's separate. Yeah, the planner, that was a great idea with the planner. The planner was great. It was a lot of work that I didn't expect, but I love it. My new ones are actually on a cargo ship right now coming for 2026. I'm like tracking the cargo ship. It takes like 40 days if you order something from China, like products, because I ordered 1,000 of them. So for them to get it from China to here, it takes like 40, 45 days. That's not including being held at customs and they have to inspect everything. It's a whole process. Um, hold on. Oh, thank you for posting my channel URL. No, the membership is actually not my main income stream. So with my new funnel, I'm testing something kind of genius and it's working. So with my funnel, people opt into it, they go through a whole journey, and then at the end of it, I'm like, hey, I think you might be a good fit for my signature program. The doors are closed right now, but for the next 48 hours, if you want to join, you can. If not, it's going to reopen on this date. And the sense of time urgency and everything, it's all triggered through deadline funnels. Um, it's funny because Michael Lyons, James, he helped me set up Google Ads a couple years ago. He didn't
Yeah.
help me set them up. He like taught me Google Ads. I like paid him to teach me because I wanted to know, and then I never used them. I never used the Google Ads. I set it up and then I kind of stopped. But he was looking at my numbers and he was like, I've never seen so many high sales for something that was evergreen like that, where the doors are closed, but they bought it, while the doors were closed. It's like a major portion of it. So you could sell a signature program on the back end.
Mhm.
But yeah, people are buying my programs all year. It's not like I have to constantly sell. Like that's the beauty of YouTube is that new people are finding me every day. New opt-ins are finding me every day. People want to learn more. People are clicking with what I'm saying. And then in turn, they look at the description box and they join programs. And occasionally I'll talk about like if I do a video, sometimes I'll talk about the membership because I feel like a big push point for them is the fact that they'll get one-on-one access to me once a month. I mean, it's not one-on-one, it's direct access to be able to ask their questions and I answer them in a way. It's almost like getting one-on-one coaching, but without having to, commit to that. So, yeah, I do have a Facebook group with a membership. It's honestly, it's active, but it's not super active. And I have my assistant moderate it. I don't want to be in there all the time because that'll end up being people asking me questions all month. Usually, if someone asks me a specific question, I'm like, hey, this is a great question. When I post the post for the Q&A, make sure you put that there. I'd love to answer that for you. I just don't want to cross that boundary of saying, okay, we're all in a Facebook group together. Like, ask me any question you have. So, it's really not that much extra work. Some people join the Facebook group, some people don't. A lot of people don't have Facebook anymore, or a lot of people just don't want that group aspect, and that's totally fine. And I've looked into doing like community on Kajabi and stuff, but I've taken polls, I've asked my members, and they're like, no, just keep it on Facebook. So I've kept it on Facebook. So that's what we're doing.
Mary, are you doing a lot with like end screens and cards and stuff like that in your
Yes.
videos?
So I only use cards. I don't like some people post videos where they just put those random, like the thing I was talking about, the cards where you point up and
Yeah.
people click on it. Some people just post random ones throughout the video. You can promote other videos, you can promote links, videos, different things like that, playlists. I like to promote it when I talk about something specific, or I'm like, hey, look up here, or hey, look down here. I find that I've used to use them in the past where I'm like, I would put a card that says, oh, be sure to watch this video next. But then it sometimes people click it and then they get off your video and that kills the watch time for that video. So I find I don't want them to be overly
Interesting.
distracting. I'm like, click it when I tell you to click it. Otherwise, don't click it. I do an end screen on every video. I was telling this at the mastermind. So I can kind of walk you through what I do, but I essentially have a Canva. Canva has a setting for YouTube thumbnail, and it's the perfect dimensions to make your YouTube thumbnails. Don't use their templates. Everyone's gonna like they're all like the same. You know, how YouTube has like or Canva has those like amazing templates like for invitations and stuff like that. Don't use it for your YouTube thumbnail. It'll just like you'll see that it's from Canva. Or I mean, people who are on YouTube will know. Not that it's a big deal, but you just want to like make your thumbnail your own. But the dimensions fit perfectly for YouTube. But what I did a couple of years ago was I created a standard it's just like a photo. It has the name of my channel. It has my Instagram and YouTube. It's just like a blank page. And I left space in the lower right-hand corner for your end screen. You can add a watch this video next, a subscribe button. So at the end of my video, this white screen pops up with my logo, my Instagram, and then the next video they should watch pops up and a little subscribe button with my face on it. So at the end of every video, they don't have to think twice. They'll be like, oh, I want to watch this video next. And what I typically do for the end screen is you can pick the video that you want them to watch next, or you can have YouTube recommend it. I'd like to let YouTube have it recommended because they know this person better than me. They know their search history, they know their Google history. I trust their decision over what I think I should what they should watch next. I've experimented picking, videos that have done really well, and people do click on those, but I like to let YouTube kind of dictate what they want next because they might be watching a video on manifestation, but they really need like a relaxing meditation, and YouTube might know that, and I might not. So I let YouTube pick like best for viewer, I think it's called. But I have an end screen on every single video. Something that has recently changed too, once you're monetized, is you used to get to pick where the ads went on the videos over 8 minutes. Now they automatically do it, which at first I was really annoyed about because I used to, when I would write on my teleprompter, I would write ad with 2 stars because I knew where the ad breaks would naturally go versus when with what I was saying. I didn't want it to cut me off in a weird part. So I would like finish a thought, I would write ad, and then I would continue writing my script because I knew where I wanted them to go. So when they did this, it kind of threw a wrench in that. I still do that, but it's like they pick now where it goes. And they're doing it's working fine, but I do get a couple comments where like, "Hey, YouTube put an ad right when you were saying this." And I'm like, can't control it. Like YouTube kind of does what it wants.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm watching. You guys can go to the end of one of Mary's videos and you see that
yeah.
end screen. So for like the other stuff, like I see you put the Instagram, like you said, oh my gosh, no,
Mhm.
I was gonna ask. It's something's clickable. That's what I was gonna ask. So
Oh
like,
yeah, it's so the two
can
clickable
I? Do you
things
mind?
on the end screen.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
share with them. I think I can
Yeah,
show.
can you share it? I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. I got you. I got you. So you should be able to see. Okay. So obviously we have. So this is the last few seconds. How long do you keep it on for? 5, 10 seconds.
I keep it on for I think 10.
Okay. And then so we have. Here's the video that YouTube recommends next, which is looks like it's recommending a short, which
Oh,
is
is it? That's
really interesting.
interesting.
There's a minute 49 is vertical, so it says hashtag shorts. So we've got this here, and then we have that's your YouTube channel, but you have this isn't linked up or the subscribe button there isn't.
I can't see the screen. I can only
Oh,
see
okay.
mine.
Okay. But
I'm like,
yeah, so it does have a subscribe option, which I already am. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. Now I am.
James.
Sorry, Mary. Okay, so but it's not like linking up a your Instagram in there.
No, no, you
Okay.
can't have clickable links on there. But I like to have my Instagram name. And then,
Hmm.
but yeah, the two clickable things are going to be the subscribe, which would be like usually a picture of your face. And then a best for viewer option so they can click the next video. Like it'll pop up for them and they can just click it. Make their life easier.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. It recommended it a
I
short,
know. I don't know
but
why they would recommend a short. Maybe because I'm posting more and they're like, "Hey, is this is this what they
yeah.
want?" Um,
Do you know, like in your stats right now, what's getting you more views, recommended or
yeah,
search?
so I wish I knew how to pull this up. I should have done that. Um, But basically, it'll show me different stats and it'll say more viewers are returning from this video or less viewers are
Hmm.
returning from this video. And it'll also tell me this video is what's driving the most subscribers. This video is performing the best. This video, it gives you a lot of interesting metrics. And the fun thing I like every week, it's kind of like a love-hate thing, is every time, once you've had at least 10 videos, it'll tell you how your video is ranking compared to your other videos. So every time you post a new video, it's going to rank it 1 to 10 of how well or not well it's performing based on the last 10 videos. And it's always like every time you want to get to number one because it does these little confetti things and it's like really fun. And every week I'm like, I hope I get the confetti. But it's also it's like you have
I'm
to
in it for
treat
the
YouTube.
confetti.
Yeah, I want the confetti, but I also, it's like if it doesn't perform well, it's also, I'm not, gonna torture myself over it. I mean, I love when a video does well, but I don't make videos just to be like a YouTuber. Like I make videos
Yeah.
because I've created such a great, amazing, like an amazing. I'm kind of like you, James, where I'm not generally like a big community builder, but it's kind of been a byproduct of the people I've attracted into this kind of realm, and it's been amazing. Like
Hmm.
everybody is so kind. Like I said, I missed posting a video on Wednesday, and 12 people reached out, like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm okay. I missed a video. I'm
What happened?
sorry." But
Can
it's
you, how do we
yeah.
get to this ranking thing? I'd never heard of that before.
So when you go to YouTube Studio,
Okay. I
it
think I'm,
should show you your
yes.
last videos 1 through 10. Let me open it up on my screen. You can't see my screen.
Let's see if we can see. No, we see your slides, but not your
Still
screen.
my slide, yeah. And I can't see your screen. I just see my slide. I wonder if I screenshot it.
Oh, I see. Okay, last video performance, ranking by views. That's cool.
Oh, I tried to upload a screenshot of mine, but it wouldn't let me. Yeah,
So
ranking
it
by
it's
views.
ranking them, it's ranking them based off of your last 10.
Yeah, so my video that
So
I posted
interesting.
today
Hmm.
is ranking 5 out of 10, which is it's fine. It's not bad. It's just
In the
not
middle.
great. The
Yeah.
worst is when you see 10 out of 10 and you're like, oh no, but it's really fine.
I'm getting worse.
I know. Well, the worst is when you make a video and you're like, this is it. This one's gonna do so well. And then you put it up and it's like, why
Yeah.
doesn't anybody want this?
Do you have do you do music in your videos like in the background while you're talking?
No, no. So I don't. I did for a while. I had someone putting, I forget, I had a subscription to something. And I don't know. I look back at those videos. I think for different videos, yes. Like if you're doing a travel video and you're doing B-roll,
Yeah.
then like, yeah, that's great. I'm doing talking head videos. It's just me talking to you, generally in front of like one of my house plants. And it's just me talking. It's me sharing information. So I found that the music when I look back at some of the videos where I had music, I'm like, oh, like that just it didn't go well. And then like trying to find a song every week, it was like, no, like this is too much.
Yeah, and then
And
like
then it's
loop it
like,
because the video is always longer than the music tracks.
yeah, it's
So,
just yeah, no, I don't recommend it unless you're doing B-roll or unless you're doing like
yeah.
a travel video or like an aesthetic video, which I don't do those. But
Yeah, I think I mentioned to some of you guys, we have a BBD member who started a YouTube channel out of pure passion and it's drone travel footage. And they're like, oh, I don't know, each video is 2 to 3 hours long and it's
oh
just a
my gosh.
montage of music with drone
Yeah.
footage.
See, yeah, definitely music for that. That sounds nice.
He he's doing over 30,000 a month in
Yep.
AdSense revenue. And it's because like tourist places
Yeah.
are like playing his videos on their monitors, like in
That's
the lobbies and
amazing.
stuff. And
Yeah.
he walked into a hotel
It's
and
like
they
that's
had
my
like,
video.
and he saw his video like behind the concierge desk. So
That's
it's on loop
wild.
all day. Just
Yeah. If anyone wants to loot my meditations, go ahead. Well, no, it's funny. I do have overnight ones. Oh, something you should really do. If you're gonna make a meditation, if you're gonna make a subliminal, do not put ads in them. You can turn them off. I put an ad before at the end, but you
People
like
got
make
mad.
sure middle, like they'll give you options, like make sure the middle's turned off because like there is nothing worse than like being in the middle of a meditation and hearing an ad. I don't put ads in the middle of my meditations. And I've had people be like, "Hey, I got an ad while I was meditating." I'm like, "Well, if you paused it and you started it again, I can't control that. But if you don't pause it, then yeah."
Mm,
So
good
no
one.
ads in there. So I have an 8 hour sleep meditation, which is where I was going with that. But yeah, I don't put ads in that. That
So
would
how
be
do you
horrifying.
like what's your process there? Like where are you getting the music? Are you finding like just royalty free? Or are you working with somebody?
No, I get custom meditation
You
music made
do.
for me. Yeah.
That's cool. How can you
I
share a little bit of that? Like how did you find
Yeah,
someone
so
to
it's
custom
really
make it?
funny. I've gone to the point, it's with elevated state of self. I can give you his information, but basically, I describe what I want, and it always sounds so bizarre. I'll be like, I have a subliminal coming out next week, and I'm like, I want it to feel like you're flying through the clouds, but not too loud, and maybe a Tibetan chime in the background. And he'll be like,
And he's
okay,
like, got it. And then
got it.
nails
Yeah.
it.
Like, so I could be vague and I can give, because like it's weird. I, it's almost like I couldn't not teach meditations because when I'm in a meditation, I get these like weird downloads and I'm like, I have to like put it out there. I have to write it out and record it. Like it just has to get out. But then I always have like a feeling I'm trying to convey. And like I usually go based off the feeling. I'm like, this is water, this is rain. But then there's always going to be someone who comments like, I can't listen to water meditations. It makes me have to pee.
Yeah.
Or like, I can't listen to crackling fire because I don't know. Like there's just you're never going to please anyone, but I go with it's very, very analytical. I go with my feeling. I'm like, water. I just, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And then how long do you have one you said 8 hours?
I have one that's 8 hours. Yeah. That took me a really long time. Um, I don't talk the whole time. And I was worried that it would like wake people up, but it doesn't. It's just like a reminder to your subconscious while you're in different
Yeah,
phases of sleep. And I kind of timed it out with different REM cycles and stuff, and people love it. So
that's so
there's a
cool.
lot of thought put into it. But yeah, do you have control where YouTube places ads? Yes and no. If it's over 8 minutes and you're monetized, I think you can adjust it, but it can reject it. So if you put it at a spot where it doesn't think it should go, it'll reject it. It's weird. Like I used to slide it to where I wanted it, and there wasn't an audio gap. Like it looks for like gaps in where you're speaking, and if there's not a long enough gap, it won't put it there. So I just stopped. I stopped. I was like, you do it. Like you put the ads where you want to put them, and I'm not going to keep like micro adjusting my ads. It was just too much. But yeah, did anyone have any questions for me?
If you guys have anything else
Yeah, I was
for
like,
Mary, throw it into
is
the
this
chat box. And
interesting?
I'll let you know, Mary, and anyone else listening. I added 2 thumbnail and YouTube video title split tests since
Nice.
we've been here. And I've never done a split test before. So
Let's see how it
um,
performs. I want to know the stats. For me,
yeah,
I
here's
feel
here.
like
I if you guys were watching me, I took a picture while and there's one that I added. So
I
we have the
usually
more
do like three, and then it'll be like, it'll give me like, it'll show you the percentage. And then like you could set it to be like, okay, after one wins, like shut down the testing. And mine are like 33.1, 33.3, and like
right. It's like it
32.
doesn't
Yeah.
even.
I'm like, why did I bother making three? But I
Yeah.
generally just change the photo. And once I decide on the thumbnail text, I'm committed to it. Like I don't want a variation. Usually I'm like, this is what I want to say.
And if I recall correctly, like if I look at your videos, you you although it's the same theme, you use different text in your thumbnail versus the title.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Because
that's
I
in,
feel like the thumbnail is what draws them in. Like that's what gets them to click. Because no one, like if you're looking for a YouTube video, you're not generally reading the title. You're like, oh, the thumbnail. So the
right.
thumbnail catches you in, and then the title can kind of describe a little teaser of what you're about to watch.
That's so good.
Yeah. Do you have a specific way you plan the sequence for your videos? Yes. So I have one specific video that goes live the first Wednesday of every single month, and I've missed it one time ever in the last couple of years, and people were like really upset. So, yeah, I have a specific sequence. I look at the four videos I wrote, and I look at like, is this one too similar to this one? Do I need to break it up? I look at kind of dates on the calendar and I'm like, hey, will this line up better with this? When I released a full moon meditation. I kind of did that, the day before the full moon. I released a new moon meditation. Like there, you can kind of generally look at it, but I wouldn't say you have to overthink it. Something that's been really, really helpful with my shorts planning is I have my assistant who gathers like all of the most important dates for the year that we could possibly want to have content go out on. And she kind of sends me messages like, hey, when you're writing your shorts, don't forget that this is coming up with the Lionsgate portal. Hey, when you're writing
Right.
shorts, don't forget to add this one because we need this for this date. So, being aware of dates when you're making shorts is really, really helpful. Because I posted a Lionsgate short that went crazy, and everyone listened to my Lionsgate meditation that I posted the same week. So, timing is important, but I wouldn't say it's overly important all the time.
That's really smart though, being
Yeah.
aware of significant dates in your
Yeah.
market.
And I don't want to have to remember it, so I have her kind of remember it for me. She knows she has my filming date and she sends it to me like, "Hey, don't forget to add this to your shorts." And I'm like, "Okay." Like someone help me. Um, the sequence inside the video script. Once you start making a lot of videos, I feel like you kind of fall into a rhythm. Some people love it or hate it. I always introduce myself, I give an intro like, hey, catch their attention right away or else they're not going to watch. I catch their attention. I tell them like what we're going to do in this video. I always introduce myself because some people are new. I know people who are like, you don't need to introduce yourself again, but not everybody is, a returning viewer. So I always
Mhm.
quickly introduce myself. I'm like, hey, here's who I am, and then I go into the video. Um, how long did it start taking me to see traction after being consistent? So my videos really started taking off after that first law of attraction video I posted. It's I want to say I started gaining a lot of traction. I think I was monetized within I want to say 6 months. It happened really, really fast from the beginning. But this was, 6 years ago. So I can't say the same. I will say I was monetized 6 months after, starting videos. But that was posting once every time I felt like turning on the camera. There was no consistency to it. I wasn't treating it like work yet or anything. But then once I started committing to one video a week, it grew really, really fast. I think I hit over 100,000 subscribers right around 2019 or 2020. And then from there, it just blew up and it was like hundreds of thousands of over and over and over again. 2020 was really big too because everyone was home. Um,
That'll be a good question for Mel too, because I think
yeah.
he's only like a year into his channel and
Yeah.
he knowed I don't he'll know the specifics, but it must have been within a month of posting. He's like, something's
Yeah. It can
working.
happen fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Um,
you get the right topic at the right time to the right people, it's a little bit of luck, but it's also preparation.
yeah, it's the combination there. Susan's asking a great question around like uploading video podcasts. Are you aware of the whole like using the podcast playlist
I've
feature?
seen, well, are you talking about like people who film their YouTube video while they're making a podcast?
Yeah, or yeah. Record like as a video podcast and then upload it to YouTube.
Yeah. So what I've noticed, I haven't done this. What I've noticed is it's I don't want to say it's not interesting to watch because it could be, but usually I feel like if I see someone talking like in a podcast format, I'd rather listen to it in a podcast rather than a video because there's just different levels of animation when you're talking to someone versus when a camera's on you and you're talking to like a microphone. Like it's just different.
Mhm.
Like it's a different energy. I don't feel like they perform as well. I don't know that I've never done that. Something that I am starting to do is I have an editor who's taking my audio from my YouTube and repurposing that to a podcast because I feel like that would translate okay. Like, I mean, they would take out the YouTube parts of it, but I haven't filmed a podcast on a YouTube.
I wanna say, and I'm confirming right now that I mean I agree. I think
Yeah.
it's not going to perform as well, but there is a benefit. I'm trying to get to the details of it right now, that if you can upload your, let's say you did a full podcast and it's like in
Hmm.
the studio and you add it to the podcast playlist, that will then syndicate it as well on other platforms, which
Oh,
is a
yeah, I didn't
really
know
cool
that.
feature. So whether
Yeah.
you do it as two separate channels or all on the same channel is
Hmm.
definitely the question. But I would say the general answer is I would absolutely upload, if you're going to do the podcast and film it, or you have a video version of it, get it onto YouTube somehow and add it to the podcast playlist. Okay, so by setting a playlist as your podcast in YouTube Studio, um, it becomes available on YouTube Music for audio consumption as well. So it automatically syndicates it to like Google and YouTube, channels as well. So it's gonna help somehow in some way.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's not going to perform as well if you were doing something direct camera. What we try to do, and we don't do it perfectly, is that I will make a YouTube specific intro for that podcast and
Yeah.
then upload it that way. I think just throwing it up there is better than nothing. So,
That
um,
makes sense.
yeah. Okay. I saw some other good questions. Oh, Catherine says, what is the difference between your YouTube content versus your content inside your programs?
That's a great question. So I remember Brandon saying for years, like, you have to, give them what to do, but not how to do it. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of my content is, the stuff they need to hear, but in order to implement it and go deeper, that's what's in my paid product section or paid program section. With my membership, so I do release meditations and subliminals on my channel. I stopped releasing as many meditations because I have over 60 that are just for members only. And those are like my longer, more in depth meditations. I save those now just for my membership, but I do release subliminals. Yeah, it's more like, here's what to do. And then my programs are kind of here's how to implement it. So, yeah, I would say that's the biggest difference.
Awesome, awesome. I'm gonna look back and see if I see any other. You spend a lot of time on. You do a lot of keyword research and like
I used
keyword.
to, and then I kind of found what works really well for me, for my channel, and now I copy and paste it, and then I'll switch a couple of the tags. YouTube says they don't look at it, but they do. Like of course they do. Why would you have the option if they don't?
Mm.
I don't think they look at it as closely as they used to, but generally my content is the same type of content over and over again, but then I'll change specific words, just a couple, but otherwise I just copy and paste it. I feel like you'll go crazy trying to like make new keywords for every video, but it's good to know like a couple, ones, but that might be new or relevant. Uh,
Awesome, awesome.
and I'm just reading these too.
Lennon has a good question if you want to answer.
Where is it? Hold on. Oh,
Second from the bottom, what do you feel like is the system that you've built aside from batching that saved you the most time?
oh, I would say besides batching, because I mean, honestly, the process of putting on makeup, doing your hair, I mean, it's a lot. I would say having starting earlier than I think. So if I know my filming date is 3 weeks away, I'm gonna start thinking about, not actively doing, but start thinking about like, hey, what am I gonna write about? What are 4 things I want to like write about? And then I'll start, I have my Q&A. Like tomorrow's my Q&A, my membership. I'll look at that. And I start getting curious, like the couple weeks leading up to it. And then typically what I do like the week before is I start writing out my content. And then once I do that, it's smooth sailing. So I think planning way more in advance than you think you do because that every 4 weeks when I film, it sneaks up really fast and I don't want to be caught like, oh no, what am I filming? And then also, I will say, having this person on my team who is in charge of gently nudging me with important dates and repurposing content for me and helping me kind of structure like, hey, don't forget we need this short or hey, don't forget we have this go on our calendar. But yeah, batch filming is a game changer. Get batch filming and having a script. So you're not just sitting down like I would sit down filming a video for an hour and be like, And like, you're just going through the motions. But when you know what you want to say before you sit down, it's so much easier and faster. Like I think it takes me 30 minutes to get through a script for each video. So it takes me a couple hours and then I have my content for the month. Versus, setting it up, talking for an hour and then doing it again and again and again. But yeah.
Mary, there's a few more questions. I'll let you choose which ones you want to
Yeah.
answer. I also want to be respectful of your
Yeah, of
time.
course.
And I want to give people about, 30 minutes of like an optional segment, an
Yeah.
optional segment of like, I have a little assignment for you guys and
Yeah.
a bot workflow to give you. But it'll also be in the next 30 minutes, a nice time if you guys need a break, a refresher before we have Brandon come on. But also if you guys don't mind just sharing your love and gratitude towards Mary in the comment box, because
Thank you,
um,
everyone. This was
she
so fun.
is,
I'm telling you, I could be here all day. I won't, but
well, I appreciate
you're like,
that.
please no. Um, what other ways have you found best to create great content topics on other than getting them from your membership for people who's just starting? Um, think of your ideal client. Think of the person you want to help. What problems are they having? What questions are on their mind? What struggles are they having? And that's where you want to be. You want something where they're going to jump onto YouTube and they see your thumbnail pop up and they're like, oh my gosh, this is what I needed. This is what I've been feeling and I didn't know how to express it. This is what I've been worried about. This is what I don't understand. And you want to be the person that comes to save them, like who's your ideal client? Who's your ideal audience? What are they struggling with? Start there because you already know that. So like create content from that without maybe going too straightforward. Um, yeah, find some way that you could support them without, over doing it. Um, what's one mistake you didn't know you were making when you started out that you wish someone had told you? And how did fixing this mistake help you? I made a million mistakes. My thumbnails were terrible. Um, something I wish someone had told me. I wish someone had told me about batch filming. That's been the biggest game changer. I wish someone had told me that I didn't have to be perfect on camera. I think I still struggle with this, where you're in your head about like, oh, did I look weird when I said that? Or, oh, is the lighting right? Or, just overthinking my appearance in general because I feel like it's not, a deal breaker. Um, yeah, I also used to edit my own videos. I don't recommend that. Don't recommend that at all. I would film a video for an hour and then sit down for an hour to edit it. Just not necessary. Um, but yeah, like I'm telling you, when you batch film something and it's coherent and you use a teleprompter, you don't even, it could be a beginner level editor. They'll be able to edit it totally fine. It's just when it's coherent and not like, oh, I have this idea and I have this, like, when you make it simple for them, it becomes really, really simple. Um, yeah. Did anybody else have anything for me? Or are you like, okay, that's enough?
Jim was asking about thumbnails. I know you
Oh, I
covered
didn't
it.
see
I
it.
think the first thing, and I'll just kind of share because I
Yeah.
listened to what she said and then just did it in real time. Like she's made, I
Oh,
took a
this is great. Now
video
I could see it.
making, weird faces. And then I mean, I did this really fast just
Wait,
to,
James, can we see your video of you making the weird faces? Show us.
yeah. Let's see. I mean, I am different than Mary. I didn't feel dumb doing it, but you can hear Mary in the background a little bit, but that was it.
Oh no, mine goes on for like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I couldn't show anyone if I wanted
Okay. So here's what I did. I'll just do it in real time. Because
to.
I do this really weird thing here. Hold on. And we'll do this with Mary real quick. Cause I was doing this while she was chatting. Right. And so I just use Keynote. You probably shouldn't. And, Chris or any graphic designer would be like, what? Okay. So I found a clip. Okay. There we go. And I just do a Shift-Alt-4 screenshot. So I just screenshotted that. I pulled this in here and then I go like this. Now, what I do first, this is just the weird thing. I'm not saying do it like this. I'm just showing you how easy something like this can be. Because we all find our ways, we all find our ways to do our weird things our way. So I create a border of it. And then if you're so you go to Canva, you can click a button and it'll do it better to remove the background.
Mhm.
But I'm just in Keynote. So I go to remove background here, and it's not as good, but it's close enough. And then I can basically add a border to me, and it kind of cleans it up a little bit. And
Yeah.
then I just took the background of one of my slides just because I was being really lazy and just put it behind. And it obviously matches up as the same dimensions. So what I saw that Mary has three things that are going on. She's got the picture of her, she's got a background, and you can see she has these different types of backgrounds, and then it's the text. And obviously it's not just the text, but it's the quality of the text. Like, how does it really stand out? How do certain words pop? And I think if you're playing with those three, which is you having a unique face, an expression, the
A
background that
nice way to say
yeah,
it.
exactly, the background that kind of matches your brand, and then text that pops, you're going to be on the right track. And when Mel comes on tomorrow, because I just, you know, love also bringing people that have like learned all these things from others and they're just doing it. But if you look at Mel, he wins. He beats Mary out on the facial expression. I mean, like, look at some of these expressions. Like, he's not really that stressed, but he's got these funny looks in
Oh,
some of
yeah.
his videos, and you can see these are like older ones before he was like getting in the game and not getting views. And then he look at how clever and unique. Look at that one. It's so good. So and let's see if I go to his most popular, like that expression and
Like
that,
you have
like
no time left. Oh my gosh.
I so he's, I mean, wow, he's doing great with these thumbnails. And I'm like, I'm really impressed. And then obviously his views too are he's crushing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he started just over a year ago, and that one has over
That's
600,000
great.
views.
Yeah.
So he's rocking it too.
I
So
wanted to answer Ray's question really quick if I could.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Curious why screenshot and not just a photo. So I used to do just photos and you have a bunch of pictures of you just like posing for a photo. But if you're doing a screenshot, you get lots of really intricate little movements and it looks like you're like moving versus just a picture. Because sometimes in pictures, people are just posing and that's not interesting. Like half the thumbnails I use, I'm like
Yeah.
moving and the movement's interesting. So yeah, you get more. Plus, like, do you want to take 50 pictures? Or do you want to take a 2-minute video that you could just take the best screenshot of as you go slowly through it?
So you just go slowly
I
through it
I
until you go
go,
like
yep.
that.
Well,
That's
no,
it.
I put it in like a QuickTime player. I press play, and every time I like a pose, I pause it and I screenshot it and I keep going for like 3 minutes.
That's
But
so funny. I love it. Yeah, no, I'm taking that tip away because we've just been using my photo shoot images
hmm
in there, and I can see the difference. It feels like too professional, too polished versus just like
yeah.
organic. And it's,
People want to see you look like
yeah, they want to see what I'm going to click on.
afraid or excited. I
Yeah,
don't
or
know
just
why afraid
something.
is so popular. I'm like, sorry.
Isn't that funny? How,
I
yeah,
know. Afraid or shocked or sad or I don't know.
yeah. Jim's asking a good question about the video editor to look to pay by the hour or based on content.
I
Um,
don't recommend that.
what's that?
I don't recommend by the hour because you could get someone who's really, really slow, which is
Yeah,
not necessarily your fault. I think what I did for mine, I was crazy. I hired 3 people, gave them each the same video. I wanted to get this done quickly. I paid them a flat rate. I said, "Here's, 40 bucks. Edit this test video for me." And then they all did. And then I picked the one I like, and now I just pay him. He knows that I'm going to send him 4 videos. I pay him a specific amount and he sends them back to me. So like even
that's
with
cool.
revisions, if he has to revise them, that's on him. But he knows
Yep.
that. We know each other so well now that like if there's a revision, it's probably something on his end and he's like, "Oh, here you go." Like he fixes it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you again, Mary.
Thank you. Um,
Any final thoughts before we let you get out of here?
yeah, I mentioned to James yesterday, if you're like, yeah, I love this YouTube thing, I'm doing a live 6-week training if anyone wanted to join. I can send the details to Bex or James and you can find out from him. But I'm gonna like actually go on my channel and like upload a video with you. And I want to give you kind of an exact thing that if you follow after 6 weeks, you will have a YouTube channel up and running with your lead magnets. All you do is just post, set up your schedule, and you're good to go. So
That's
I love YouTube. I've been working on this for a few months. So I'm really
yeah,
excited.
that's awesome and exciting to branch
Yeah.
out into teaching this now. So
Yes.
Do you have, if you want to post a link now, or we can have
Oh yeah.
Jaylene send something out, whatever you guys,
It's
or
just
whatever you want.
mkmagicmindset.com/YouTube. I made it
Slash
easy.
YouTube. There it is.
I just
Boom.
posted it.
Awesome. Okay. One more time. Thank you, Mary. That was awesome.
Thank you
And
all for having me. This was
you're
so much
crushing it.
fun.